Excuse me. One. And we are live.
Late to the party. We're late to the party over here on Alex's channel. Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
This is how we roll.
Okay.
I gotta figure out how I'm gonna see this chat now.
So we are live, you guys. Welcome to another episode of Team Red Talks Nintendo. You guys know we do this every Tuesday. We try to give this podcast to you guys at 6 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Central time. Sometimes, we're not able to, but we're trying to do this, at an earlier time so that more people will have an opportunity to come and listen and talk with us and things like that as we discuss these topics. So, before we get into these topics, let's go ahead and introduce our panel. So I'm going to start from, left to right. Alex, go ahead and give your introduction. Let the people know where they can find you, who you are, and all that stuff.
All right, what's going on, everyone? Active Sin here. Time for another episode of Team Red Talks Nintendo, where we bring you all the Nintendo goodness. You can find me at Active Sin on YouTube and Active Sin Gaming on Twitter. A lot of Nintendo and PC stuff. Once in a while, some Sony stuff comes up. But yeah, it's a good channel. You should probably subscribe. Pretty awesome.
All right, Coupon, why don't you go ahead and give your intro?
Quick heads up, Alex, on your channel. I think your overlay is a little squished. You might want to spread it out. I don't know. Check your channel.
What's done is done.
What's done is done. Let you know, just in case, because you're gonna get mad. The volume and all that stuff you were screaming about last time.
I got a new monitor today, the ultra wide monitor, so it's like not the same resolution as 1080p.
Oh,
so
lovely. Okay,
sure
well. My introductions involve myself, Coupon Tribes, your gaming diva, the struggle diva.
Yes, I love it. Struggle diva.
Doing your usual. So thanks for coming, you guys. That's all I gotta say right now. We're gonna call this a night. Yeah, great podcast. No, I'm just kidding.
Of course, you guys already know who I am. It is your girl, TheVideoGamHer, and I'm gonna be your host for tonight. Of course, you guys know you can find me on Twitter at TheVideoGamHer. I'm very active on Twitter. You can also catch me on YouTube. If you're not watching this on YouTube at the moment, at TheVideoGamHer on YouTube. And if you're not watching this on Twitch, feel free to hit me up on Twitch. If you're a Twitch person, I am Nia Loves Ninty on Twitch. So we have a couple of interesting newsy type things, and then we're gonna have a discussion like we do on every podcast. We start with the news, and then we end with a discussion type topic, and then we move on to questions from you guys. So our first topic of tonight is that now you can save your credit card information on the Nintendo eShop. You cannot message your friends yet, okay?
But you can
definitely save that credit card information in the eShop.
Yes.
So
I definitely want somebody to take my Switch.
People, do not save your credit card to your eShop account. Remember what happened to Sony? That can easily
I'm not doing it.
Nintendo. Do not do it.
Not just that. If you lose your Switch on the go and someone gets a hold of it,
I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
They have free reign to do whatever they want with it. I mean, there's no locking the Switch really. I mean, it has like this pseudo
passcode.
They can buy like 5 games.
Yeah, it has a pseudo something or other, but they can totally purchase games and keep it and all that other stuff. Like, don't do it.
That's a good point, though. There's no passcode to get into the Switch. All you have to do is hit the power button and do the little 3 times.
I thought you could set a password.
Can you?
So.
I haven't seen it yet. I've been looking at it, right? That's the first thing I looked for.
That means there's no security on this console.
There's no security.
Do not put your credit card
information
on the Switch, people.
On the Switch.
At least not until Nintendo gives you messaging to your friends.
Matter of fact, you know what would be better? Can we have PayPal, please? I would like that better.
PayPal is so much better.
I would like
at least then you have to go through PayPal. That's a much more secure way of getting things. Or you
could continue to do it the way you normally do, which is through the Nintendo eShop cards, which I would recommend the most. Yeah. Get you some cards from somewhere and use that to buy your
longest Switch ever.
On there, like, what the fuck?
Shout outs to freaking Big Cheese for the host. I appreciate it, fam. Thank you. But yeah, I didn't realize that there was no there's no like password protected deal for the Switch? Is there really? I mean, I didn't look into it.
Because I know you can get rid of that pressing the home button 3 times thing.
You can.
You can get rid of that, but I haven't. You can set a password for each profile to get on the
secure.
eShop. Oh, you can set a password for the eShop.
Actually, oh yeah, I forgot on the eShop.
Oh
when you
yeah.
Okay.
If your credit card is saved, you still have to type in your password.
True.
Okay, that makes sense.
I forgot
Yeah,
that they have that as an
does.
option.
But still, don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Who cares? Don't
But
do it.
still,
it's not safe. Just don't do it.
Yeah.
But yes, exactly. But still, considering that it is something that you could take on to go with you, you would think they would kind of have like a pseudo what do they call it? 2-factor authentication method where you would
Two-stage
where you
Yeah,
have
like,
to unlock
first of all,
the Switch
getting
and then you
on the
have to
Switch.
unlock
that
the
thing
eShop.
that Sony took 3 years to give you and 2 times getting hacked. That thing.
Wow.
Are we talking about that thing right there?
Wow. So moving on.
So
Make sure that you have your eShop secure if you decide to put your credit card information in the eShop, because now it saves it. You don't have to put in your credit card information every single time you want to buy something from the eShop. So word to the wise, okay? Be smart. And we're moving on.
Remember, if your shit gets hacked, it's not our problem.
Oh.
We told you not to do it.
Oh, okay. So this is a little rumor that it comes by way of Super Metal Dave, actually, on YouTube.
Oh shit, he's back.
And a couple of news places were writing about this rumor. Keep in mind, this is a rumor.
Yeah, your Switch rumors are back, y'all.
This is a rumor, okay? But there is a rumor. I feel like I have to emphasize that because I don't want nobody being like, oh my God, Team Red said it's too much. No, this is a rumor. Okay. So apparently,
rumor alert.
Exactly. So apparently there's 2 new Metroid games being developed right now, one by Retro Studios and one by Climax Studios.
Rumor.
So I'm reading this article here, and it starts with an update. It says Super Metal Dave 64. Chill. So it says Super Metal Dave 64 has since stated that there is still a Metroid game coming to E3, but the studio may be another studio Nintendo has worked with before, if not Climax Studios. Climax Studios has denied involvement with the game on Twitter. I'm not really sure who.
What have they made before?
I don't know. I'll have to look that up. So if you guys out there want to go ahead and Google it real quick, Climax Studios, see what they've worked on. But apparently they were supposed to be working on the 2D version of Metroid. So I'm going to continue reading. It says, according to popular Nintendo YouTuber Super Metal Dave 64, 2 new Metroid games are currently deep into development for Nintendo Switch, with at least one being highly likely to be shown at E3. Dave appeared on Spawncast Saturday to share his information. So shout outs to those guys. Those are great channels, by the way. According to him, Retro Studios has been hard at work on a new 3D Metroid Prime game. He refers to it as Metroid Prime 4, as well as a new IP. So supposedly they're working on not only Metroid, but also a new IP, which I kind of actually believe, to be honest.
I'd rather them make a new IP. But
I would rather them too, but if they're working on 2 games, I don't have a problem with that. Because remember, they said that, some time ago that now they're big enough to make 2 games at once. So anyway.
I got some games here from Climax Studios.
Okay, let me read this real quick and then we can follow up with that. It says this would line up with recent reports from Emily Rogers stating that the studio has been developing a new title for over 3 years. Second, Dave also mentions that another studio, Climax Studios, is developing a new Metroid game, and it's probably not going to be a 2D Metroid. He says that while both projects could be shown it's probably not going to be a 2D? That doesn't make any sense. Anyway. Could be shown off at E3 this year. The Climax Studios project is much more likely to be revealed. Climax Studios has a history of 2D and 3D games. Oh, here it is. They released Silent Hill Shattered Memories on the Wii back in 2009. The 2.5D Assassin's Creed Chronicles series, I remember that, in 2015, 2016, and are currently on the space title Riftstar Raiders. They will be a great fit for the Metroid franchise given the types of games they have produced. This news would also make sense, as others have speculated that the reason why Metroid-like games like Axiom Verge have not come to Nintendo Switch yet is that a new 2D Metroid game could be coming soon. And Nintendo wants to keep Metroid to itself once it's announced to ensure no similar game competition and the most excitement around its announcement. A new pair of Metroid games would certainly be exciting, and this C3 may be a perfect time to announce one. So yeah, so I guess to those of you guys out there who like Metroid, this would be a good I guess it would be a good thing because you would get your 2D and then you would get your 3D. I personally would want a 3D Metroid, but I know there's a lot of people out there that want a 2D Metroid. And so if this is true, I mean, I guess both fan bases or both sides of the fan base could be happy with that. I think that whatever Retro Studios is working on, it has to be shown at E3 this year. So I don't know if this rumor is true or not, but take it with a grain of salt. That's the rumor on the street. I'll go ahead and let you guys speak freely. We don't have to do roundtable or anything like that.
Rumor.
Rumor boys.
That's all I gotta say is a rumor. Like okay. I'm just in the wait and see department.
You guys know I don't give a fuck about Metroid. I hope it's not true. I'd rather them be making a new game.
But yeah, they can do both though, Alex.
Like no, if they do both.
Yes, they can. Their studio is big enough to make 2 games at once now. Hey, what's that echo coming from?
Sorry, I had my thing on. I turned it off.
Oh, okay. So now we're going to move on to the next topic for tonight. So Mario Kart 8 is getting some much needed maintenance tonight.
Yes.
So if you have been having mad connection issues with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, let's hope that they were solved tonight. Because me and Alex were trying to play Mario Kart last night.
Oh, that was fucking
and
brutal.
Let me tell you, it was tragic. It was a very bad experience.
Y'all kept getting kicked out?
I got kicked out like 3 or 4 times last night. Woo! It was bad.
Well, we can't get internet, but we can sure get kicked off of the freaking Mario Kart 8.
It was bad. Jesus. Like, and I don't remember it being that bad on the Wii U.
It was never that bad on the Wii U. You would get kicked out ever so often, but it was like few and far between that nobody really mentioned it because that's just how. It was so
few and far in between.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't get it. Like, what the hell?
But like on the first time that we played it, we were all getting kicked out and couldn't get in there, connection errors, and then you guys this week, like yesterday, like oh my goodness, like hopefully it's been addressed though. This does if it has been addressed, this does show that Nintendo is paying attention to what's going on, listening in, and they're getting stuff done immediately. So I do like the response on that.
Yeah, that's very swift.
Give credit for that. They are being very fast about the responses and fixing stuff.
Yeah,
so hopefully that's what's going on.
Exactly, because last night, oh my goodness,
it was so bad.
Like I don't think I've ever been that annoyed by connection issues.
Yeah.
Because I know everybody's all like, oh, you know, Nintendo doesn't have good servers, and it's like they don't, but it never really bothered me to the extent that it bothered me last night. You know what I mean? Like. And Alex can attest to it. It was disconnecting for pretty much everybody last night. Multiple times.
Yeah.
That sucks.
So yeah, guys, hopefully if you're having connection issues, this alleviates the issue. So we're gonna keep moving on. There we go. Okay, so this is a very good announcement if you guys are one of those individuals that do want to play third-party games on Nintendo Switch. I think this is a very good omen for what may be coming in the future with more third-party games that do release on the Nintendo Switch. So this announcement comes from enthusiast.gg, and the headline reads, Nintendo Switch is getting all versions of NBA 2K18 and same day releases as other platforms. So that's awesome. So the article goes on to say, one of the biggest issues with the Nintendo Wii U was the lack of third-party support and same-day release of third-party games when the game was a multi-platform title. Many times Wii U owners had to wait longer for ports of these games, which was of course equal to low sales. 2K seems to be taking the Switch seriously though, and today it was revealed that the Nintendo Switch version of NBA 2K18 would not only have a same-day release as other platforms, but the various versions as well. There are 3 versions of the game that will be coming to the Nintendo Switch: Standard, Legend, and Legend Gold. So, to those of you guys out there who want NBA 2K on the Nintendo Switch, good news for you. It comes day and day with the Nintendo Switch as well as the other versions. And you can also have a choice of this standard, legend, and legend gold. So if you're like a huge basketball fan, a huge 2K fan, then this is going to be good for you. You get to have that experience on the gold same day as the other versions. So hopefully this is a good sign that in the future we'll have more multi-platform games on the Switch that do this if they do come. Because one of the biggest issues to me on the Wii U when it comes down to third party is that a lot of them were late, they were damped, you know what I mean? And so not only with 2K18 are you getting a day and date port, but you're also getting a non-GIMP port because you're also getting the special edition versions. Like I think that's really good. That's really good. Anybody have anything to say on this before we move on?
It's good to see because like even in the early days of the Wii U, like you would get some games like third-party games, but they would like be a year old.
Yeah.
And then even the stuff that was day and day, you didn't get any of the DLC. You didn't get the special editions. Like Assassin's Creed's a perfect example.
Right.
Yep.
And it just got worse because like remember Watch Dogs, you waited an extra 6 months, got none of the DLC, and they still didn't use the gamepad.
Right.
Yep.
So like this is encouraging.
Yeah, this is good. This is good.
So
damn it! How do you fucking dunk in this game?
So I really hope that NBA 2K18 does well on the Switch, so that developers will see like if you bring a game day and date and you're not gimping the ports and you're giving like the Nintendo version everything everybody else gets,
they will sell.
It's a worthy investment. It just might sell. So hopefully this is a good example of things to come in the future.
Yeah.
So
I just had one thing, but my thing about it was just like most of the time with all the late, arrivals of same, of games like this, people would buy them on the other consoles or PC or something anyway, because it would be by the time it comes to the Wii U or whatever, it's already marked down in price.
Right.
And we're still paying full price for it,
Right.
like so people were just like, nah, I'm just gonna buy it on the other consoles, other systems or whatnot, and they just didn't care. So like if you do it same day, people who actually want the game will get it that day. Yeah. And plus you get all the extra material and stuff, and you're not feeling like you're the odd man out because they being lazy and don't want to give special editions and certain stuff to the Wii U crowd. So this time around, Switch crowd is going to get the same. So hopefully we can get some love, and we'll see that from here on out. We won't get those late arrivals.
Exactly. Yeah, and the thing is, like, if you're a really big fan of a game, you're gonna get it wherever you can get it day one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like Mass Effect was a good example. They gave Mass Effect 3, but then they gave the collection to the 360 and PS3.
Right.
And it was cheaper than Mass Effect 3 alone on the Wii U.
Right.
Yep.
Which is insane.
And they expect to get some kind of profit off of that. Well, it didn't sell well. Well, you didn't give us the special, the collector's edition of all of them together, and you gave it to us at a higher price. What do you think? We're gonna go to the other systems to get it. That's a smart way of doing it, at least.
Exactly. And at this point, everybody who has a Nintendo console, it's likely that they have something else.
Yeah.
So if you had like a PS3 at the time, and then you also got a Wii U because you wanted to play like the new 2D Mario, and you wanted Assassin's Creed, you were gonna get it on your PS3. You weren't gonna wait to get it on your Wii U. You know what I mean? Like that's just the way that it goes. Like people want the better version. They want it as soon as they can get it if they're a fan. And if the Nintendo Switch version does well, which I hope that it does, I hope that this is an eye opener for these developers to show and prove that if you treat the Nintendo version similarly to the other version, it will sell. You know what I mean? And the surprising thing about it, which is actually kind of surprising to me, but I've heard a lot of people say that they would actually be willing to get multi-platform games on the Switch because of the portability element, which is actually kind of surprising to me because
nice.
So, like there's a lot of games that you could play on the Switch on the go, especially, and if you give us the option of picking those games up day one, and that's even better instead
that's
of
actually kind of surprising
half a year later. But it is surprising. But I mean, most people who know that where they're going to get their game, they're going to get it on what they're on their preferred console. And those who want it on the Switch, they would like to get it on the Switch, but you got to give them that option. You can't just block them out.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't say this to say that I think that like the Switch version is gonna sell like more than like the PS4
Like
and
hotcakes or
360
something.
version.
No,
But
nothing
I
like
think,
that. Just give it a chance to sell.
yes, but I do think that doing it this way, it will be more profitable than doing it the opposite way.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know what I
definitely.
mean?
Like, that version of Watch Dogs, for example, sold like crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It might have did better if it had came out the same day as the rest of Watch Dogs.
Exactly.
But like because it came out later and it had all that bad flack behind it, not many people were even looking at that game at that point. They were just like,
definitely not.
plus they already played it on the
Right.
Xbox and PlayStation.
Yeah, and at that point, when it came out, you could get Watch Dogs for like under $20 on the other
Exactly.
consoles.
So
And
it didn't make
exactly. And with how fickle gamers are today, if they can't get it day one or with at least week one, they're over it by that time. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah. A lot of them just don't care after that.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like, so hopefully this works out for them. Good luck to 2K. Hopefully people actually go and pick it up. I did a poll a couple of months ago about if people were actually willing to get multi-platform games just for portability, and surprisingly so, I got a lot of people saying yes, they would. Like, and a lot of them weren't just like typical diehard Nintendo fans like us either. Some of them were just like regular gamers. Like, yeah, I would be willing to get multi-platform games just because of the portability. So, surprising.
Yeah, because it's like something that actually stands out from the others. Like, yeah, it doesn't look as graphically as good as the other versions. That's obvious. But like, you can take this anywhere you want. You just simply cannot do this with the other
Right.
consoles.
You can sit in front of your TV if you want. You could take it on a train if you want. Play you a quick game or something while you're out, and boom, it's done.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's awesome.
And
Right.
more than likely, people who want stuff on the go, they're not looking for mad graphics and all that stuff. They just want something convenient for the time being to play on the go.
Right.
There you have it.
Right. So next topic. So to those of you guys who are fans of me and Alex's channel in particular, you know that we've been going hard body on this free-to-play game on PC called Paladins. It is a mix between like Overwatch and Team Fortress, or pretty much any MOBA like Smite or League of Legends in one game. It's a super fun game on PC. If you have a PC, you should check it out. I think they actually just went into open beta on the consoles.
Yeah.
So this topic actually came up in an interview with the senior producer of Paladins. His name is Todd Harris. Excuse me. So the article I'm reading is also from enthusiast.gg, and it goes on to say that Paladins is a free-to-play tactical FPS game similar to Overwatch that is coming to home consoles soon, which is already out, I think, now by this time. And many were hoping that the Nintendo Switch would get a version. It seemed like it isn't in the cards currently for the game, however, according to senior producer Todd Harris. And the quote goes on to say, "Not at this time. The focus is PC and Mac, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4. That doesn't mean that it's not going to come at some point in the future, but at this time, they have no plans." And in my opinion, although a lot of people don't really know about Paladins, I think that since Blizzard is kind of still in a wait-and-see realm right now, like, it would be really smart, in my opinion, for Hi-Res to go ahead and capitalize on this market while it's fresh and it's hot. Because Paladins is actually a really fun game. Like, I like it a whole lot. So if they could take this opportunity to get Paladins on the Switch, and the Switch can run it, because Paladins is not a very intensive game. A potato can run Paladins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think they could do it. But
I can see it being a good on-the-go game, too.
Yeah. But, hopefully they consider it, if the Nintendo Switch continues to do well. Anybody want to talk on this before we move on?
Yeah, like, this is a missed opportunity for them, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, with Overwatch not coming to the Switch anytime soon that we know of, like, Paladins could have been the only kind of shooter like that on the Switch, so you instantly get the whole crowd.
Right.
And, like, if Overwatch comes out before them, they're screwed. Like, they're already going to be overshadowed.
Yep.
Yeah,
like,
they're
this
pretty
would have
much.
been perfect timing for them, but they just didn't do it.
Like, I hope there's some company out there who's paying attention to this and puts some kind of shooter MOBA-esque style game on the Switch, because this is the perfect time to do it.
Yeah.
You gotta take that risk.
There's not much out there.
Take that risk. do it now because there's a lot of people starving for games on the Switch right now, obviously.
Exactly.
So do it now. Like, I understand if you have your concerns, but sometimes you gotta take that risk. And
Yeah.
this is the perfect time to do it. And I think Paladins
Yeah.
is a perfect game. It fits perfectly with the Nintendo crowd too.
Yeah,
Exactly.
nice, colorful games.
Like, colorful game, a lot of, colorful characters and, good gameplay, all that stuff. I mean, definitely monopolize on that. But
Yeah.
we'll see what they do. They didn't say it's not coming, but they did definitely said they're
not
not
at
looking
this time.
not at this time. So
Yeah.
hopefully if they do decide to put it on, they do it before Overwatch.
They
'cause if
better
Overwatch-
do it before
If they don't do it
Overwatch.
before Overwatch, if
Very
Overwatch,
foolish
because
if they wait.
Blizzard already said that they are interested. It's just certain
They
things
have to wait and see.
they have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if they decide to monopolize, say, you know what, fuck it, let's just do it. And
And Blizzard
Paladins
got
is
the
money.
budget to make that risk, so they better
Yeah.
try to get it before Blizzard gets it.
Yeah, and they already said
Exactly,
they already said it's possible to put it on the Switch. Overwatch is not intensive heavy for the Switch, so throw that out the window. And neither is Paladins. So we can all throw that whole graphics, all that, power intensive bullshit out the window. They both can play on the Switch. It's just a matter of, do they want to put it on there right now or not?
Right.
Right.
Because I think that if the Nintendo Switch continues to do well, I think that Blizzard will react to that.
They will.
To be honest,
Yeah.
I think they
Yeah.
will. Because they have the money to blow. Like, Blizzard is huge.
Blizzard
Yeah, they got money to spend, so they'll
endless
definitely.
money.
Like
They'll
they
definitely.
have,
Like, Overwatch just got announced as a $1 billion franchise.
exactly.
Yep, just
Blizzard
now.
has money.
Well, like,
and
what are
Overwatch is
they?
making
What are they
money.
worried about if the Switch version doesn't sell well? Like,
And that's
honestly,
what I'm
Exactly.
saying. Honestly, like, that's just
can
one
do
extra
it.
place to sell it to.
Exactly.
Sell it at this
like
point.
Paladins, I guess since they're a smaller company, maybe it is
Right.
more
It is
difficult
more
for
risky
them.
for them. Yeah.
Right.
But like Blizzard, we're talking about $1
Like,
billion
yeah.
franchise. Like, god damn.
Like, that's just more money you can get for the game and
Yeah.
people to play. Like, another platform, it's like,
And it would
even
be
if it
unique
doesn't sell that
because
great,
you
it's
take it on the go. None of the other platforms do that.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So I don't know. We'll
Exactly.
see. We'll see. One of the two,
Exactly. All I'm
or
gonna say
maybe Paragon
is
on there somewhere.
Paragon. I don't know. I think
That'll be a little harder,
Nah.
I think.
Yeah, that one.
I think Sony has a deal.
Sony
with
has.
Epic
I think
for
Sony has like not rights to
Paragon.
Paragon, but they have a deal with
Yeah,
Epic.
they do have one.
Yeah.
But
So
all I'm gonna
something going
say,
on.
I know Hi-Res don't watch my videos, but all I'm gonna say, Hi-Res, y'all better consider this before Blizzard like hits that switch
Before
button.
Blizzard blows you out of the water.
Yeah.
Period.
Like, you need to put your. You need to
Point
get.
blank
You need
period.
to,
That's all it
yeah,
is. Like,
you
get
need
it there
to-
before Blizzard.
because if Blizzard get on there, there's no trying. Like, you can get
Yep.
on there still, but people are gonna be on Blizzard on Overwatch. It's an addictive
Yep.
game for a lot
Yep.
of new people.
Yep, that's exactly what's gonna happen. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Like,
Keeping it
just saying,
real.
just monopolize on the on the options now that you have. There's no games really on the Switch going that's similar
Exactly.
to that. You
Yeah.
have an open campus to work with, and people who are starving for games, throw your game on there. People will play it. It's a fun game.
Yep.
So I don't know.
I'm just saying it's missed opportunity.
saying.
If they don't,
Blizzard come through, you done.
that Blizzard gonna come through and
That Blizzard gonna come through.
they gonna get wiped away. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, Dirty Bomb would be interesting too.
Yeah, Dirty Bomb would be interesting for this. I think a lot of these PC games could monopolize on the market, to be honest, because you don't really see games like that on Nintendo. They could clean house if they wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
And Nintendo, you can do yourself a favor and talk to some of these companies and see if you can get some your foot in the door, see if they can,
Exactly.
kind of help them in, give them some spot of tea, talk to them,
Exactly.
talk business. Let's go.
Get Hi-Res to put Paladins on the Switch and put Samus in
Yeah.
there.
That would actually be awesome if they did that and put Samus in
That
the
would
game.
be cool.
That would be pretty cool.
So
That would be pretty cool.
And her evade would be her little ball.
Her ball.
She roll into the ball. That would be hype.
She roll into a ball and stuff.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on. Yeah, the
Yep.
possibility, man. And I think that Nintendo really should be reaching out to these. Like, Hi-Res is indie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's only so much that could go around for them. You know,
Yeah.
they make decent money on, like, Smite and Paladins and, like, some other little games they make, but they're still very small in comparison to, like, for example, Blizzard. I mean, Blizzard is a freaking behemoth, you know?
Definitely small compared to Blizzard. Like, come on.
But even still, they're still small. So,
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
It's a missed opportunity if they don't do it, but All right,
We will see.
we sure will. So Nintendo should reach out to people like High Res and the people Rocket League. What is their name?
I always forget their name.
Anyway,
Definitely should get Rocket League on there.
You definitely need Rocket League on
Like,
that console.
that's a no-brainer.
like games like that just make sense on Nintendo.
Yeah, any like of those indie pick up and play games are like they're made for the Switch.
So moving on. So Unreal Engine. Oh yes, Psyonix. That's the name. So Unreal Engine just became a lot more easier to work with the Switch. Apparently, porting Unreal Engine 4 titles can be done with the push of a button now. So, I'm reading this again from enthusiast.gg. Shout out to my enthusiast homie Sean, Jason, all you guys over there. Um, so Nintendo has been stepping to the beat of its own drum basically since it came into the gaming scene. While this has led, shout outs to Dancing Cupcake for the follow. I appreciate it, fam. So Nintendo has been stepping to the beat of its own drum basically since it came into the gaming scene, and this is the words of the author about it. While this has led big successes like the Wii and DS, it's also caused major issues, as was the case with the Wii U. Nintendo's quest to dare to be different has primarily been obvious in the way it designs systems for development. Basically, almost everyone except Nintendo Studios have had issues with the system over the last few generations, starting with the Nintendo 64. This became quite clear with the Wii and Wii U, seeing that both of these systems were simply in a far lower category than their competitors. The Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks. That's what's happening with Nintendo and the Switch.
Finally!
Epic Games. Epic Games, the company behind the insanely popular Unreal Engine, held a special lecture last month that was dedicated to the Switch during the Unreal Fest West 2017 event in Japan. It was eloquently titled Switch and Unreal, Making Game Development More Unreal. Here, Epic Game Japan's Takayuki Kawasaki and Noriaki Shinoyama were joined by Nintendo's Masari Mitsuyoshi and Yusuke Shima.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't pronounce some of these. The primary topic of the discussion was how Epic Games and Nintendo have joined forces for Switch development and how the engine was brought over to the system. Basically, the reason why Unreal Engine is finally supporting a Nintendo system is because of two main factors: architecture, like
Oh
me and
boy!
Alex been telling you, and timing. As mentioned before, past systems have given developers some trouble compared to rival platforms. There were some requests for Unreal Engine 3 to come to Wii U, but Epic Games was already winding down support for that version of the engine by the time the console was released. With the Switch, the situation is a lot different. Both companies started communicating early on during Switch's development cycle, so Nintendo actually reached out to Epic Games about this engine.
Cool.
In fact, right?
Wait, hold on, huh? Wait, what?
But I thought these guys have to come groveling to Nintendo to get games.
Oh my goodness.
Look, Nintendo's not supposed to ask them, right? That's how this works.
Oh my god, Nintendo doing shit.
No, but like,
Actually
in all
talking to
seriousness, like this is good. It's
This
good
is
that
good.
they're going out to these guys and they're actually getting these engines on the
Because you
console.
remember, what was it, last year? They were showing people with the quote unquote NX at that time, showing it off to people behind the scenes, and we didn't really know because, they were so tight lipped, so no news came out until Nintendo actually revealed it. So this is probably one of the things that they actually talked about at E3. Who knows? So in fact, Epic was in talks with Nintendo when the system was being shrouded behind the mysterious codename NX. Hey, we just talked. Unlike past systems, Nintendo decided to make the Switch much more developer friendly. The Switch is using PC architecture, so the porting process is very easy, especially with the Unreal Engine 4. During the lecture, it was confirmed that developers literally can port their games over to the system using the press of a button. Development tools have built with complete support for the Switch, even to the point of offering 3 different rendering modes. Of course, developers still have to tweak and optimize their projects, but they have total access to just about every inch of the Switch right at their fingertips. Local multiplayer support can be turned on with just a few clicks. It's that easy. Epic has also made it a priority to keep Switch support on par with the other platforms, so developers won't be held back due to the waiting on updates. All of this points to one thing: Nintendo is really trying to change their ways. After generations of being the awkward red-headed stepchild, Nintendo has finally learned how to create a system that's unique but also plays along with the other platforms. With this ease of access, Unreal developers have basically no excuse not to bring their games over to the Switch. As long
Right.
as the system keeps selling well, you can definitely expect the games to keep rolling in. So basically, all of this is to say is that Unreal Engine 4 encompasses all of these things in the software that makes it easier to port games to the Nintendo Switch because of the architecture. Because Nintendo talked to them early on about, the ins and outs of the console. So Epic decided to follow suit. So this is a good thing because not only is Nintendo, of course, changing their ways, they're making sure that their architecture is more friendly for developers to work on, but Epic going this far to make sure that the Switch is included. So whether it's updated, at a certain time specifically for the Switch or not, it'll always be compatible with the Switch and whatever the developers want to do for the Switch. So
Right.
there's a chance that if the Nintendo Switch continues to do well, we will get more games, especially multi-platform games and third-party games, whether they be exclusive or not, that use Unreal Engine 4 on the Switch. So, does anybody, Alex or Coupon, y'all want to talk about this real quick before we move on?
The Unreal Engine one
Yeah,
button thing.
Unreal Engine being more customizable for the Switch.
Yeah, this is the kind of stuff they need to do. They need to get more engines on board like this because the easier that it is to get games made on different engines, the more games you can get on the console. Like that's just logical. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a good thing that they actually went to Epic and got this done.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just good to see. Like I'm happy that they got it working so easy. Like they said, they couldn't get it done on the Wii U because of timing. I think it's just because the console couldn't support it, but they won't say that. But
Yeah.
but whatever, it is what it is. Like at least with the Switch, you don't have that problem. Let's just hope more games are made with the Unreal Engine now, because a lot of companies
That's
use their
the
own
interesting thing,
in-house engine.
though. Right, but that's the interesting thing, though. A lot more games are starting to be made with Unreal Engine 4.
Yeah, like Kingdom Hearts 3, for example. Gears of War 4 was made with Unreal Engine.
Yeah. So I think that and this is one thing that I've always said on my own personal channel with like with the Wii U and like how, you know, by the time the Wii U came out, developers have moved on. And one of the things that I always said was that Nintendo needs to make sure that they're really talking to these developers on how they make games. Because if a situation happens again, like how they switch from PowerPC to X86, you need to talk to these developers to see, okay, are they going to switch the way that they start making games? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because you want to make sure that you're on the jump for that. And they made sure that they did it for the Switch. And I know a lot of people are down on the Switch because it's not very powerful, but Nintendo got the jump by talking to people like Epic so that they could make sure that when they transition to their next thing, that they're on the jump on how developers are making their games going forward. To
Yeah.
me, that's
Yeah.
a good sign.
Yeah.
So,
Definitely.
Coupon, anything before we move on?
I just hope Nintendo's working with them on making maybe some of their games on the engine now.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see
That'd be very
Nintendo
interesting
actually using it.
That'd be cool.
because
Because
we've seen
that like
people
that Unreal,
using.
not Unreal, that Mario Odyssey looked
Yeah.
pretty damn good. It looked like something that could have been made on Unreal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
So
fact that it's
I,
such a
I,
customizable engine.
Yeah, like how many of those things on YouTube have we seen? Like Pokemon redone in Unreal, Mario 64 redone in Unreal, Ocarina of Time redone in Unreal Engine. Like those all look amazing.
like
Yeah,
like real remakes with Unreal Engine.
Yeah.
Like, and a lot of us have seen some of the like Unreal Engine like Mario's and Zelda's and stuff that fans have been making and how it
hmm
looks. It would just be interesting to see Nintendo's take with the actual engine as well.
yeah. I think one of the biggest draws to Unreal Engine though is how customizable it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like there you could make so many different game types and game styles with that engine. So yeah, I can see Nintendo using it maybe. Like especially like if like Retro Studios got their hands on it, I could see that happening.
Yeah. Well,
Um, so we'll see how that goes. We'll see if we actually start getting more Unreal Engine 4 games on the Nintendo side. That's gonna be interesting. So the next topic is gonna be about Splatoon 2. So if you guys know, in Splatoon 1, for maps, there was a rotation cycle for the maps. You weren't able to vote for maps in a public room. And the rotation cycle in Splatoon 1 was for 4 hours. You would get new maps every 4 hours. So we got a news report this week that Splatoon 2, on the other hand, is going to be reducing the map rotation to 2 hours. So there was a quote from one of the Splatoon 2 or the Splatoon 2 producers, Hisashi Nogami. He talked to Edge magazine. This is what he had to say about it. We feel that part of the gameplay is actually selecting which weapons would be best for that combination of two maps. Splatoon 2, the maps rotate every 2 hours, so it'll be a much faster cycle than the previous game. So, I don't know. I feel like they should just let people. Like every online
Yeah.
game lets you vote. Just let us vote for maps. I mean, I'm glad that they reduced it to 2 hours because I felt like 4 hours was kind of like too long,
I
especially if
feel
you
like
had
we
a
were on
long
that one map
PlayStation.
all day, every day, the
I
one with the
know.
hill. Like, dude, I'm sick of this map. Can I
I
please and
know.
not?
But 2 hours
Yeah,
is a
like
little bit better, but I do wish that they would just
Two
let
hours
us
is
choose.
better, but I still like
I
even
just don't
because I was
understand why
sick
you
on
can't
Mario
choose the
Kart 8.
map. Because exactly, like Mario Kart, you can choose the
Mario
maps.
Kart, you can choose your map, but not on Splatoon. Why is that a thing? That should not be a thing.
Like at
So
least if they
weird.
do the rotation, like do the rotation, but like let us choose between that
Or
rotation
just
because even
here
Mario
how
Kart does that.
or here's this. Just rotate every freaking time we do go to another fucking, when we do another match. Just rotate. Period.
Yeah,
Automatically. Like if you don't want us to choose the
automatic
map,
rotation.
just automatic rotation. Every time we go to another match is picked, it's just a new map.
Right,
Constantly rotate the map. That way we're not always stuck on the same map for 2 hours.
Right.
Because 4 hours was bad. 2 hours is still not so great.
right. True.
So
Cause like when I
so
play games, I like to play for like I get in the zone. Like
Yeah.
I binge. Like if I have hours to spare, I binge. So like there would be times that I would play Splatoon 1, and I'm having a gaming session, and I would feel like I'm on the same map for like ever. I
Yeah.
hated that so much. So I just wish they would just let us vote, or at the very least, like how Mario Kart lets you choose out of like there's still a rotation, but you get to choose out of that particular rotation. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Mhm.
Like you get
Well, yeah,
like two or like three or four, no three, and then a random.
Ruby, you're correct. We can pick our own map on when we're playing with friends and stuff,
That's
but
if you
like
make a custom game.
that's when you make
Yeah,
a
when you
custom
make
game. But
custom.
like if you just want to solo queue and just go in and play, like I still say that we should all be able to pick
I
our
agree.
own map or have like some kind
Like
of voting.
even if they just did it like Mario Kart, where everyone could choose the map and then it randomizes from that, that would be
Yeah,
fine.
that's
Yeah,
fine. I can deal with that because at least everybody has a choice of playing a map they want.
right. Because there you do have some people on some online games that I would choose one map all the time, all the time, all the time. But the way I like the way Mario Kart does it, y'all. That's a good point because you choose and
Yeah,
then they randomize
because
it
you choose and
again.
they'll
Yeah, and then they
randomize it.
randomize it.
Yeah,
So that way nobody's getting the same map over and over again unless everybody wants the same map, then you know what
Which
map
is
you're going to.
unlikely.
And you get that every so often.
right.
Like people will pick the same map.
Right.
It'll
Because
always
I
be that
know.
one person with a different
Yeah,
one.
because I know that happens in other shooters though, like Call of Duty. Like sometimes people would just could keep picking the same map.
Right,
You
because
know,
some of the maps are just so much better than the others.
that's
Yeah.
true, but it does happen, and I understand why they would do that so that there could be variety in the online games. But like, there's better ways to do it than how
Yeah.
they're doing it in Splatoon. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, like just allow us
Yeah.
to have a voting system, kind of like Mario Kart. You already have it on Mario Kart. It should be easy as pie to put it in Splatoon and call it a day. It randomizes, everybody picks the map they want. It randomizes that map from what everybody picks, and we go into the match. Done.
Yep. Basically. All right. So our last news story of the day before we move on to our discussion and then questions. So you know what that means, guys. Go ahead and put those questions in, and we'll be looking for them. So our last news story is gonna be about a man by the name of Alexander Brandon. He is the composer of Deus Ex and Unreal Tournament. He's also worked on other games like excuse me, Dusty Elysian Tale and Torment Tides of Numenera, which is a RPG on Steam. I think it's on consoles as well. And he said on Facebook he made a big post about some things that he's been working on. But there's one little tidbit of what he talked about that stood out to the Nintendo crowd. So he goes on to say from Facebook, "I'm currently working with Retro Studios here in Austin. As much as I'd like to say more, stuff the work is incredibly exciting and the team is awesome, I can't." So a lot of people have been speculating on what exactly this man could be working on because the games that he's worked on are obviously action games. So
Right.
it's like it can't be Donkey Kong.
Oh, it
I
can.
mean, it could be if they decide to do like a 3D Donkey Kong, but I don't think it's Donkey. Based on this man's body of work, I can't see them. I can't see the type of music that he could possibly create before another like platform. I think that the theories about Metroid and then a new IP that's maybe like a action adventure or like a shooter or something. I think that's more likely. Anybody want to say anything about this before we move on to our discussion for the night?
It's gonna be Donkey Kong with augments.
Augments though.
It's gonna be Deus Ex Donkey Kong.
Exactly. It's gonna be amazing.
It's funny because I think somebody said that actually on this Reddit thread. Something about
Donkey
Donkey
X
Kong.
Donkey-
A Cranky Kong
Donkey-
immersion
It's gonna be
sim.
Donkey X Machinima or some crap like
Donkey X
McKenna or
Machinima.
whatever.
Donkey Cinema.
Donkey Cinema.
This dude on freaking Reddit says it's gonna be Cranky Kong immersion sim, a Cranky
Oh my
Kong
gosh.
immersion simulator.
Like, can we get Cranky Kong? Like, fuck a Donkey Kong. I want to see what's up with Cranky because he ain't.
You're gonna get Cranky Kong. Cranky Kong strikes
some
back.
Cranky
He has like a big freaking machine gun.
Like Cranky Kong's back attack. There
Cranky
you go.
Kong.
We gotta find out why Cranky's
Why
back
he's so
attack.
mad? Why he's so grumpy?
Cranky Kong back attack. There you go. That's the game.
Oh my god, so funny.
That's the game.
So, any speculations out there, you guys? Make sure if you want to ask us questions about that, feel free to ask us questions. But we're gonna now move on to our
GTA New Donk City.
GTA New Donk City.
Yep.
So now we're gonna move on to our discussion topic of tonight, and I'm gonna let Alex go ahead and greenlight this one because I don't really know too much about what's going on around this topic. So Alex, go ahead and introduce our discussion topic for tonight.
So our discussion topic is the failures of the Wii U were what has led to the Switch's success. We've all been saying this for a while. We've known about the Wii U's failings, their inability to get games on the console due to its architecture, its lack of features, its lack of online, its lack of games in general, and its general concept of two-screen gaming, which just didn't make sense for a home console. All these problems were taken, and then the gaming community spat it back out and said, eat a dick. And then Nintendo took that result, and we have the Switch now, which is it's essentially what the Wii U could have been if you could take the Wii U gamepad around and it was like a quality built product instead of a Fisher-Price toy. But
Oh my goodness.
there's still people out here that are trying to justify the Switch's success as just because it's the popular device and not because the Wii U was just terrible. Like, the Wii U was a terrible idea. The Wii U was a terrible design. The Wii U was terribly marketed. The Wii U came out at a bad time. It came out a year before the new consoles of Xbox and PlayStation, which dwarfed it in power and went a completely different way, going with x86. The Wii U got fucked by that. Everybody knows this. There's people who refuse to accept this reality, but that's just what it is. Now, the thing that we're going to discuss here is why can't people let go of the Wii U's failings? Like, you should be happy that Nintendo took this hard lesson of the Wii U, everything that they did wrong, and they did a lot wrong with the Wii U, has led to the Switch becoming a very well-built console. It's a premium device. It's easy to develop for. it has a concept that is very simple to understand. Take your console gaming on the go. They took that idea of the kind of half-assed idea of the Wii U and made it a full reality. And people are genuinely excited. And they even fixed all the marketing. It's not a console that's marketed as a baby's console. It's a console that's marketed towards young adults on the go.
Yeah.
Which could have been, honestly, but they didn't market it that way. So, like, everything that they did wrong with the Wii U, they've completely eradicated that with the Switch, and
Total
you should be
180.
excited. Yeah, they did a 180, and you should be happy about this. But we have people out here crying that the Wii U, if the Wii U was successful, would it still be shit on or some shit like that? And yes, it would, because even if the Wii U was successful and sold well, it was still a shitty console. It still lacked games, still lacked features. It still had a terrible online. Selling more has nothing to do with the console being good. The Wii sold 100 million units, and it's still regarded as a shitty console. It was a standard definition console that lacked a lot of games, and the third-party games that you got on it were like crappy versions of the games because they had to do a lot just to get it to run on the console. Like, to me personally, like, it's just time to get over it. Like, the Wii U it is what it is. It wasn't a good device, and they learned a lot from it. You should be thankful they actually paid attention and learned, and that we don't have a Wii U 2.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people still say the Switch. There's a lot of people that say the Switch is a Wii U too. Is like,
but those are people like that's the idiot ass Xbox fans and the moronic PlayStation fans who want the device to fail. But like, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about Nintendo fans, and it seems like a lot of Nintendo fans secretly want the Switch to fail for some reason.
I don't understand that concept. Why would you want a new console by Nintendo to fail simply because you are worshiping the old console?
About the old console failing.
Like, nobody's telling you not to enjoy the Wii U. if this is about you not enjoying, if this is about, I guess, the jabs people are making on the Wii U, it's warranted though.
It's all justified.
It's warranted. The console sucked. I'm sorry. I enjoyed it in the beginning, but it just got horrible. And the more you got down the road to the end of the road, it's like literally the light at the end of the road, and you're just waiting for it to fucking end. And it just didn't seem like there was no end in sight. And finally, there's an end. We have the Switch. Nintendo is learning from their mistakes. They're still making quite a few. We're not saying they're perfect, but they're learning from a lot of the mistakes they made on the Wii U, and people should be at least excited about that. Hey, look, they're doing stuff better. They actually went to talk to Epic Games about a fucking...
That's crazy, right?
Like, when have they ever done some shit like that? Never.
When in the Wii U's life cycle did they ever go to developers and try to get shit to work on their console?
Yeah, like
even with their exclusive games like Sonic Boom, Nintendo didn't help these guys.
They just gave them a task. Yeah, they gave them a task and left it alone.
And like, those guys were trying to get Unreal Engine to work on this on the Nintendo Wii U, and it was a fucking nightmare because the console is awful and it wasn't made to run modern engines. And it's just like stuff like that led to its failure, and they learned their lesson. Like, it's the same. Like, that goes with Sony too. Like, if you look at the PS3, they made so many mistakes with the PlayStation 3. And they fixed all of them with the PlayStation 4, and they're fucking killing it.
Right.
And now the Switch and Nintendo are going through the exact same thing that Sony went through with the PS3 to the PS4.
Yeah.
They had a massive failure on their hands. Then they went to developers. They found out what do they want, how can they make it easier, make the games come over. They found a way to make it compelling to people. They pretty much copied what Sony did, and it was smart.
Like, their marketing team, I feel like they did the same thing.
I think they fired the guy for the Wii U.
Oh, they definitely did.
They had to fire him.
Yeah.
Sony fired their entire marketing team before they brought out the PlayStation 4 from the PS3.
And that was a good...
Well, yeah, they had that one dude tell you if you want a PS3, go get a second job.
Yeah, they fired like their whole marketing team. So
sometimes you gotta do that.
He did the same thing.
I think Nintendo did too.
That Doug Bowser guy, I think he's the one who's head of the marketing team.
Yeah,
now.
He's head of marketing now.
He is killing it.
He's doing a good job.
He's doing a very good job.
He's doing a very good job.
Killing it. And you know, the interesting thing is I have someone in my chat right now. They're saying, never cared about the Wii, never cared about the Wii U. They have a Nintendo.
Yeah.
And that is awesome.
They haven't had a Nintendo
I'm glad
console since
for
the
them.
Game Boy.
But you know,
And
your friend there in the chat should feel guilty because he didn't have a Wii U apparently.
Oh my goodness! Now I'm gonna say my point of view on the Wii U. Okay, the Wii U had some of my favorite games. Okay, the Wii U still has some of my favorite games that I, the generation, but the console was not good. The OS was mad slow and clunky. The console itself was just not very good. It wasn't designed that great. Like the insides weren't that great. The outside didn't look that great. It didn't get that many games. Not even if you want to look at straight up Nintendo only games. There's so many games that we did not get on the Wii U that we probably would have gotten previously. Like
Right.
I know people talk about the Wii and how the Wii just had a lot of shovelware, and while that's true, the Wii also had a lot of good Nintendo games, like
Right.
actual
Mhm.
Nintendo games that we didn't even see on the Wii U. We got the Kirby's, we got Metroid, we got Fire Emblem, we got Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong came back in full force on the Wii. Like we got a lot of Nintendo made games. And on the Wii U, a lot of the games were good. Don't get me wrong. A lot of them were great games. But a lot of them were just Me Too games from some of the Wii games that were the games that were in the Wii generation. Like for example, Super Mario 3D Land. While it was a great game, I enjoyed it. It was just kind of like a Me Too game from the 3DS.
Right.
And with let's see, another one, Smash Brothers 4. Great game, but it was just another Me Too game in it. And I feel like in some ways, as a person who doesn't even play like online like that for Smash Brothers, I like more of the single player stuff, like the adventure mode, like break the targets and stuff like that. I would even
Mm-hmm.
argue that I like the Wii version better because of Subspace Emissary. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh my God, what?" But no, to me, while Super Smash Bros. 4 had the most content out of any Smash Brothers, it just kind of felt like a meat game. Whereas, at least with Brawl, whether you liked the online aspect or you didn't, it at least tried to go big or go home. You
Right.
know what I
But
mean?
it's impossible to like browse online. But yeah, they had the Space Emissary, which was awesome. I wish they brought it back, but Sakurai was like upset that it got like shown on the internet or something.
Yeah.
So like now they don't do single player content, which sucks. Like that, I thought that was so cool having some sort of campaign to tie the game together. But they don't do it anymore. So
Right. And like I said, I like a lot of my Wii U games. I loved a lot of those games. Like, but a lot of them were just E2 games. Like how when you got a Wii, you saw Super Mario Galaxy for the first time. Super Mario Galaxy wasn't a Me Too Mario game. It
yeah,
was the
yeah,
next big Mario game. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I feel like that kind of made the Wii U kind of feel a little underwhelming as well. Because a lot of the games that the Wii U got, while good, they didn't feel like Nintendo's next big step in their except for maybe Pikmin 3.
right.
But I don't know, that's my opinion. And I don't think it was more or less the multi-platform. I think even Nintendo kind of fell off just a little. Whether it's like the type of games they had, and then like the release cycle, like it took way too long for Nintendo games to come out. Like a lot of that stuff kind of made the Wii U just not a convincing console.
Yeah, they didn't do a good job of it. Like there's nothing else to say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
all
we
I
all
really can
know,
go
like
on is
after 2014, when Smash Brothers didn't really move the needle, and it was at that point everybody knew the Wii U was a tanked console. Like it was
and
done.
exact and that's a good point. A lot of people now, for example, are saying how it's hypocritical because of how um, Mario Kart is selling so well on the Switch, even though it's something that was already on the Wii U. But here's something that people don't understand: with the Wii U, it had great games, but the console itself was so unappealing that the
Yeah.
only people who bought the games on the Wii U were the ones who just took the L and bought the console. Whereas with the Switch, I mean, that's keeping it real.
It's
Whereas with
true.
the Switch, it appeals to a wider variety of people. So you have a lot more people who is gonna go out and buy Mario Kart 8 because it's on a console that they like. Whereas the Wii U was a very closed community, very closed install base.
The Wii U, for the most part, like it was hard to sell, literally. Like when I was working back in GameStop, it's hard to sell that thing, and it's just hard to sell to friends, it's hard to sell to associates. It was just not a good console. There's no benefit for it. So unfortunately, a lot of people just shunned the damn thing, and it was warranted. I don't blame them. I'm not gonna sit up there and be mad at them. Like I like Nintendo games and Nintendo systems and all that good stuff, but like I can't sit up here and very well tell somebody, hey, you should get a Wii U. Nah, like that's dirty. That's fucking dirty.
That's just being a bad friend.
That's just just being horrible.
Like I wholly tell people to go buy a Switch. Like when I bring it out and people ask what it is, I'm like, yo, this thing is the Switch, and you can like pop out these little controllers. You can take your game with you. It's fucking awesome. It's like I have no problem telling people to Switch because I know that this console is actually worth buying.
Hell, the damn thing sells itself. If you take it outside and you just sitting somewhere, somebody will come up to you and be like, "What is that?" I'm like, "Oh, this is the new Nintendo Switch." They're like, "Really? Oh wow, Nintendo has a new system." Like, yeah. What happened to the Wii U? It's garbage. You died. Don't worry about it. This is the new thing.
This is the new thing. Don't worry about it.
It's trash. Don't worry about it.
It's trash. Don't worry about it. They laid it to rest. This is the new thing. They're like, "Oh my god," and they'll go and want to go get it. Obviously, it's sold out again. But I mean,
they can't find it anywhere.
But I mean, Nintendo needs to do better work on that part too, and they're still doing that shit. The whole supply demand thing. Fix that. But I mean, I don't know. The whole Wii U era is over, is done with. If you still enjoy the Wii U, nobody's telling you not to enjoy it and do what you do with that. But don't let the Wii U's failings be your reason for, I mean, the Wii U's failings is the Switch's game. Like, it's perfect. It works perfectly.
The Switch's failings just boost them with the Switch even more. It's just crazy.
Like, it does. Yeah. Like, as long as everything that the Wii U had wrong with it, the Switch is doing right. Some areas that still need work with the Switch, but I mean, it's 2 months out. There's
definitely stuff that needs to be fixed, like the messaging, and they got to fix their network. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Like, but at the same time, we're only 2 months in. We're not talking about a 5-year-old console like the Wii U, so comparing them is kind of odd to me.
It's kind of retarded.
That's kind of whatever. But you should just be happy that they took a bad situation and turned it into something good.
The interesting thing is, you would think that after the Wii U, nobody would want to buy another Nintendo
console, and that was something.
So well. Like, you should be impressed, to be honest. Like,
I am. Like, that was something I was kind of curious about. I was like, after the Wii U, how many motherfuckers are really going to give a shit about a Switch?
Yeah.
Like, I don't care how great your marketing is. I don't care what games you bring to this thing. After getting snubbed by the Wii U, how many people really want to try and come back and get snubbed again? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And not only are people coming back, but there's people who never were there to begin with that are suddenly switching over. So it's like it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. There's a lot of new people on the block, which is cool. Take you under my wing and bring you on over to the Nintendo side and show you what it's all about. We have a good community here, but we bicker just like any gaming community. It is what it is. But I mean, I would like for everybody to enjoy all sorts of different games, and hopefully we're going to get a lot of good games coming to the Switch on the horizon, which I've seen.
Yeah.
Unlike others.
Like, these games coming on the horizon, I totally forgot to mention that Fire Emblem Echoes is going to be the last mainline Fire Emblem on 3DS.
Good. Get out of here.
So look forward to more Fire Emblem goodness on the Switch.
No. Look forward to a 3DS funeral. We're gonna have a
God.
Once that thing is dead,
I cannot wait to give that 3DS funeral.
Do not worry. We're bringing back Diva, Crying Lady, all that. We're doing it again.
I respect the fact that Nintendo wants to continue to support all of the people. I mean, a lot of people have a 3DS.
But you need to get them over here to the Switch.
Yeah, I'm happy they're wrapping it up. That's all I
Yeah.
would say.
I need them to finish that thing by the end of the year. That thing is gonna be, it's a wrap. At the end of the year, that thing is a wrap. We're gonna have a funeral for it, and everybody who is handheld only, you have no choice but to bring yourself over to the handheld console because it is a handheld, and you'll be fine. You can play handheld all you want with that thing, and you don't even have to hook it up to your TV if you don't want to. It's best of both worlds. So come on over. You get better resolution, all that good stuff. You get more games. Come on over. Come back home.
Yeah, I agree.
Because most people who went handheld is because they weren't feeling the home console bit. Like now you can come back home now.
Right, because a lot of Nintendo's fans are actually on the handheld side of it.
Handheld,
Yeah. Because
So I
the
think
Wii U is
that's
just
a-
not appealing.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think
Like,
that's going to be a
yeah.
major draw because there's a lot of people who only rock with Nintendo as it relates to handheld. Like a
Well,
lot
like
of
if you
people-
needed any sign that the Wii U was just a bad device, like just look at the fan base. Most of them didn't even buy it.
yeah, a lot
Like
of
that
Nintendo fans
alone,
didn't get
above
it.
anything else, shows you that they made a mistake with that device.
I almost feel like with the Switch, Nintendo is trying to get their fan base back. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like they're trying to get their own fans back on
It's like-
track.
they need them all like together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they need to bring it because they brought their handheld and their console home together in their company. Now it's time to bring your fan base, handheld and console, back together in the fan base.
And the
Let's
best
do
way
it.
to do that is to combine the two, which I think is
Yep,
brilliant.
which-
That's why I think the Switch it has so much potential.
The Switch has a lot of future-proof capabilities too. You can definitely upgrade this thing kind of pretty seamlessly. If you need to update it for a new console technically. It's future-proof. It has a lot of possibilities, and there's a lot of things about it that are appealing to a lot of people. I mean, first of all, it doesn't have the kitty, moniker on it for the most part. A lot of people question their sexuality with video games these days. You definitely want to make sure.
As sad as that is. But like,
So
I'm
sad.
just saying, you
It's so
just want to make
sad.
sure that
not even the weirdos like the Xbox guys who need a mature game to play games,
Yeah.
but like even the average gamer, if they see your console advertisements and all they see are children, they're not gonna buy your console.
Yeah, because they think it's for kids and they don't know any better. They don't know the demographic of the, if you don't even know your own demographic on your own console, that's a problem. You're
Yeah.
catering to children, and children
like
aren't
the
even on
Wii
the
U
Children
had
are not
some-
rocking with you.
that no one was rocking on that thing. Kids were not buying that thing. They were over there with the PlayStations and Xboxes and PCs. Nobody was studying your Wii U as far as kids are concerned. So you had middle-aged men. They even did a survey. You had middle-aged freaking men who literally are on your console, and you're catering to you're trying to cater to children.
Right.
Stop that. Kids aren't gonna go out and buy any system without their parents anyway. So why are you trying to market toward children? What?
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make sense. So yeah,
Yeah.
that was a bad thing. So with the Switch, you don't have to worry about your sexuality. It's fine. You're a man. You can walk around with this thing and still feel like a big boy. It's I'm just saying.
Coupon is coming for all of y'all. She is throwing so
I'm
much
just letting
shade.
y'all know. It's just the weirdest thing to me when people question their sexuality over video games. It's like, really, dude?
You
you
guys
in
don't see that happen because like in that Bang Bang group that I'm in, like
oh my god,
dudes,
stop.
these dudes live and die by the ESRB rating.
Oh my god.
If it's not mature, you ain't a big boy.
They say stuff like that. Like I'm not even joking. This is how their mentality is, how crazy they are. If it's not an M-rated title, then it's for babies.
Wow. That is a problem. But anyway, that's their problem, not my concern. I don't
But
get
they
it.
are insane, so that is what it is.
But I mean, you could feel confident walking around with a Switch at the very least.
Yeah.
As far as power is concerned, sure, it's not going to be up there with Xboxes and PlayStations, but can still run
It's
Unreal
still
Engine.
enough.
So that's a good thing. Like it does what it's supposed to do with the power it has, and it's not about power. It's about getting the games on it and hopefully some features.
Like we've said it before, like the power thing is kind of whatever this time around because
Like-
they got the architecture down
Yeah.
and it's easy to use. So it's not as big of a problem. It's more of them getting the install base before you start seeing more games show up.
Yeah.
But like, it's not a Wii U issue where they have to rebuild the whole game over from scratch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that helps a
That's
lot.
a good thing.
So you should just be happy that they didn't make their console some stupid bullshit proprietary nonsense like they did with the Wii U. So
that's basically what the Wii U was.
yeah. Whereas like the Xbox, PC, and PS4 are essentially all the same. And so then you have the Nintendo Wii U off in a corner, and they have to do everything from scratch, and then the game costs more to make, and then the fan base doesn't buy it. There's like hundreds of reasons why the Wii doesn't get games. But the Switch doesn't have these problems.
Exactly. So I think that now we should transition to question time. Anybody got any last things they want to get out before we transition?
Yeah, Xbox is the best. I almost said it. No, I can't do it. I almost said it.
So now we're gonna move on to our question time, you guys. So I have a couple of questions here, and I don't remember who asked what. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't take down screen names. But I did get a question. It says, "Do you guys see even more characters being announced for ARMS?" We talked about this last week, I think, and we said yes.
Yeah,
Because there's
definitely.
already some characters.
Well, they did.
I want a
Felix just
character
came
like
out.
Goro with 4 arms.
Didn't they remember? Didn't they release Felix recently or whatever his name?
Helix, and there's 3 more that we know for sure.
Isn't he
are
that
gonna
like
be in the game.
gelatinous ooze guy?
Yeah. Oh my god, he's the troll character, obviously.
I'm sorry. I love how weird he is.
I'm gonna be playing with him because I love troll characters. That shit is hilarious.
I love
to me.
how weird he is. Like I
Motherfuckers are gonna be mad. You guys are gonna be mad because I'm gonna perfect his style. I'm gonna be so troll.
And not only that, but he looks like he's dancing. Like he looks like he's low key, like trying to get ready for a dab or something, but he doesn't.
Like, I'm gonna make him dab. He gonna twerk in the kitchen. He gonna do everything. We doing it.
Yes. Like, oh my god, I love like characters like him, just like weird that, for no reason, just because. But yes, I do. I think we talked about that last week because we talked about the ARMS information. Yes, we do think more characters are going to be announced.
Definitely.
Another question. Now that we have blown our load on the Switch, what is holding the system back from being truly a hit console and have legs? Online.
Yeah, they need to fix their online.
Online is the biggest thing holding the Switch back right now.
If you want to see the limitations of their online, watch our Mario Kart 8 stream from yesterday. Everyone, and I mean everyone, was getting disconnects the whole fucking tournament.
Oh, it was terrible.
It was awful.
It was terrible.
It was rage-inducing, switch against the wall, rage-inducing.
Well, hopefully they addressed it with their
gotta fix
update.
that shit because they're doing a maintenance tonight. Maybe it's to fix that. Who knows?
I hope so.
And not only just the online connection, but online features.
But yeah, we still can't even message your friends.
Yeah, and my thing with that is if this is what their online is foreshadowing, why would I pay for it?
I'm holding out hope that we're not actually using the true online yet.
Yeah, I'm hoping this is just standard. I hope this is just the standard free online, but you still gotta. I mean, but they're telling us that we're using a trial version of it right now until they put it online.
They didn't necessarily say that. They say the trial version is coming in the summer.
Is it?
Yeah. What they say.
Okay.
Coming in the summer, so we're not technically using.
So we're technically still on the Wii U trash internet. But the Wii, but see, I have to even be a devil's advocate of that because the Wii U Mario Kart, y'all wasn't getting kicked out like that. Like,
but at the same time, the Wii U Mario Kart wasn't rivaling the Wii version it sells.
I mean, this is true. So I don't know. Maybe it's because there's so many more people and it can't handle the influx.
It's gotta be the same network that Wii U's using. Like, so why is it having so many problems?
Yeah, if we're still using the same.
But I think it also could have something to do with the actual Switch itself. Because I hear a lot of people when the Switch first came out that like it never gets the 3 bars, even if they have like a really like good connection on their Switch.
Well, I'm using the USB adapter thing.
Yeah,
it's the Switch.
Because the landline as well is kind of weak too because of the adapter itself kind of weakens the signal. So it's like you got weak signals all around, and the their online isn't all that great to begin with. So I don't know. Maybe it'll get addressed. We'll have to see.
I
We'll
think
have
it's
to
a
see.
combination of the fact that maybe the Switch doesn't have a good connection or signal. But for those of you guys out there using Wi-Fi, and the fact that we're probably also still using the same service from the Wii U version, and then the fact that more people are likely playing and buying this game than
Yeah.
what we saw
So it's a
Wii U.
big influx of
New people.
It's a lot of
Because
strain.
they said that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is rivaling the Wii, the original Wii version.
Wow, that's a lot.
So one more question, and then I'm gonna pass it over to Alex. So it says if a Nintendo studio were to collab with one of the PC distribution companies, i.e., Valve and Project Red, on a game that will be released on both PC and the Switch, which studio should it be? That's a great question.
Well, Valve doesn't really make games.
Yeah, Valve kind of gave up on. They just kind of update.
They make money
CS:GO.
hand over fist just by having their store now.
Yeah, I mean they keep up with CS:GO, do they, or do they not keep up with content?
Yeah, they keep up with that. They don't make new games, though. Is what I mean.
Yeah. A PC developer that.
CD Projekt Red would be the obvious choice.
Yeah.
But I don't even really consider them PC anymore because they've branched out to console.
If they own their own PC gaming service online,
do they?
What the hell's it called? Starts with a G.
Now, are we talking about
GOG? They own GOG.
Oh, they do? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
GOG? Okay.
Yeah.
So PC distribution. He didn't say. Well, he says PC distribution company, but then he says a game to be released on both PC and Switch. So I guess he means if they own both. I don't know what he's asking. I'm just gonna assume that he's talking about publishers. Dang, I don't know. If Nintendo had to work with any person, probably Blizzard. I would say probably Blizzard, and I would make a game like a multiplayer game that you could play on both the Switch as well as PC. Maybe something similar to Heroes of the Storm or Hearthstone. I think people would buy that and play that in droves. I wouldn't, but a lot of people would go ham for it. That's what I think. That was hard.
I don't even know. I don't know. I'm sitting up here still trying to think because
I mean, he said PC distribution, and Blizzard has their own little thing with BlizzNet and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
BattleNet. Well, I think they changed it.
It was BattleNet. Now it's just Blizzard. Yeah.
So I would say Blizzard. I'm sticking with Blizzard. Valve, if you were talking straight up PC distribution like a service, Valve.
Yeah,
Steam
obviously.
is fire.
Yeah.
Steam's the best.
Steam is hot lava.
Steam has no equal.
Like if they somehow put like where you could buy games on Steam and play them on Switch type of service thing, that would be hot fire.
Yeah, I would be.
That'd be hot fire.
I could even say Nvidia, because Nvidia has their own distribution service with their game stream.
That's true.
But it's not as large like Steam.
Yeah.
But it would be the most likely since they're already in partnership.
Yeah,
they made the console.
So it would make more sense with them.
And there was also a news report that we actually forgot to talk about today about how much money Nvidia is actually making on each Switch they're making a lot of money on the Switch right now.
Yeah, they've made $400 million already.
Yeah. So that's good. So I don't have any more questions on my end, Alex. You could go ahead and go over the ones on your side.
Let me take a look.
Take a look in the book.
Reading Rainbow.
Oh Jesus!
I'm turning into Alex.
Let's see. Do you really think Nintendo can do better with demand? I mean, they are putting out millions per month, and it is still outpacing the other Nintendo consoles. I guess he means Switch demand. Do they ever keep up with demand? No. So they probably won't be able to keep up with demand because they notoriously never have been able to. But that in its own right is a good thing because when people can't get something, they want it. So as long as it's not absurd amounts of time in between Switches and stores, I think they'll be okay. Like they can't be like a month where you can't find a Switch in a store because people are gonna stop caring.
Right, like
Yeah.
they finally restocked again around Mario Kart 8 and they're already
Yeah.
out. So
Yeah, they're out again. So
They
like,
need to stop with the whole being out so fast though.
well, they're not making enough, or they can't make it fast
Obviously.
enough. But they need to like buy a whole other fucking assembly line at Foxconn.
they're flying them down on planes, and they're
they're
still
flying them down on like, they're flying them down on fucking Reggie's
Y'all need to
private
have
jet.
somebody 24/7 at the factory just shelling out these fucking things, and don't at least for a day, at least a whole day.
If you, I heard a rumor that if you live in Seattle and you ordered a Switch off Nintendo's website, Reggie will actually take a taxi and he'll have your Switch inside a pizza box, and he'll just deliver it straight to your door. And he'll even challenge you to a game, but he'll lose obviously because he's terrible.
Up and B, Reggie.
Up B, Reggie. Up B.
Up B. Oh
but
my
can they
God.
keep up with the demand? I'm gonna go ahead and say no because the demand is insane for this console. So that is what it is. Tell who to stop. I don't know what are you talking about. Hard Luck Nation, Nia, stop. Oh, I think it must have been from your game.
Oh. He said, thanks a lot, Rita Rainbow stuck in my head.
I knew it would be.
Here's one. Favorite and least favorite Mario Kart 8 Deluxe track. And hashtag Xbox is the best box.
My favorite and my least favorite.
He always does that.
My favorite track is Bowser Castle. Least favorite track is Dolphin. That stupid water one with the dolphin on the front.
Yeah. My favorite is also the Bowser Castle. Least favorite for me, Donkey Kong's piece.
How dare you?
You don't like the Donkey Kong stage?
No, fuck that shit. I don't know.
Actually,
I'll be serious. Donkey Kong I don't like, but it's not the worst. I actually can't stand Moo Moo fucking Meadows. I'm sick
of Moo Meadows is a classic.
Them damn cows. Fuck them cows. Every time I'm in the lead, it's a fucking cow gets in the middle of the road and fucks my shit up.
Oh my God, Coupon, no.
Fuck a cow.
I would say my least favorite is Cheeseland.
No, yeah, that's a pretty mediocre one.
I don't like that stage. And then I would say my favorite actually might be Cloud Top Cruise, because when I figured out
that's a good one.
I figured out that the beanstalk is actually coming out of a question block, something in my heart just jumped. Cause
blew her mind.
I'm about to go on like a fangirl just rave right now. Cause y'all know I'm a huge Nintendo fan. Okay.
Fangirl rave.
I'm sorry, Nintendo do some effed up stuff, but they have my heart. But Cloud Top Cruise is like a culmination of everything that I love about Nintendo. Like, they took a track and designed it after the beanstalks that come out of the question blocks from Mario. Like, when we're talking about some of the most creative developers in the industry, I don't care how you feel about them, but Nintendo they got it. I'm sorry. Yeah. They got it.
I love
my bad.
I love the music from Cloud Top Cruise. It's probably one of my favorite music tracks.
And of course, the Star Road, the N64 one.
Yeah. I love it.
That one's fire.
Like with the train, the addition with the train and like the city of lights beneath. Oh,
it's beautiful. And it's not like a 30-minute course like it was on the N64.
Forever.
I'm sorry, Nintendo's some of the best developers in the industry. I'm sorry. The
only thing I don't like about Mario Kart 8 Deluxe that they didn't change is that the fucking coin is still an item.
Yes. Why is that still an item?
Drives me crazy.
Coins are not items, Nintendo. Coins are not items.
They added more stuff to the battle mode too,
which is good.
The feather.
The feather, but you don't get that in the race. which is
Yeah,
weird.
which is weird.
But you could probably use it to jump over like shells.
You could jump over shells, yeah.
Yeah, like they should put that in the main thing.
Very
Like
strange.
if you're gonna make coins an item, do us a favor. Once you get 10 coins, you don't get it no more as an item. At
Yeah.
least, at very least. If you're
Yeah.
gonna keep it as an item, just once you get the 10 coins, we don't get that in there because this is the worst thing you could ever do is be in first place, get a fucking coin, and here comes the blue shell.
But
Here
the
comes the
dumb thing
fuckery.
is, you get coins from the tracks themselves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
And
why
is
should
that
they
an
be in the
item?
box?
It's not
Yeah.
like you're hard pressed for coins. There's coins
Right.
everywhere.
Everywhere. People drop coins and you pick them up right after they drop them, and they're on the track and they're in the boxes. Like, take them out of the box, put them on the track, leave us the hell alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting a coin. I'm so used to being in first place, so it's really troublesome for me. When you get a coin, you're like just constantly getting coins. It's so annoying.
Right
that rare time
Shut
I
your
ever see first place, I
mouth.
can't protect myself because fucking coin. I can't get a
I know
homework.
this might not actually be a problem for
Jeez.
you, Nia, since first place is like is more rare than a blue shell for you. But but for someone like me, the coin is very troublesome. It's a very big
chill?
nuisance.
Will you chill? Do we have any more questions?
1 second. I'm just playing this damn basketball game. Let me check. What is going on in this chat? No, what are you guys talking about?
We
for
have
Xbox?
room for maybe one more question.
Okay, let me
hit them
see what
fuckboy
we got
hours.
here. I'm hungry as fuck. I need to go get dinner. Why do people call Nintendo games kiddie? Are the same ones begging for them to go third party? Or do you think Splatoon's 2 Salmon Run mode will be as fun and as in depth as Gears of War's Horde mode? I hope
That remains to be seen.
We'll
We
see.
shall
Gotta
see.
play it first.
Because Horde mode is fucking dope.
Mhm.
Horde mode was awesome in Halo. It's awesome in Gears. It looks like it'll be good in Splatoon.
But to answer his first question, though, that's because regardless of whether people want to admit it or not, Nintendo is still one of the best game makers in the industry. Period.
Yep.
And people
Yeah.
know this.
Point blank.
They-
Period.
They know
it's,
this.
It's a known fact. There's no disputing that. It's just they won't admit it, obviously, and that's fine. Whatever. But they would prefer to play those games on their preferred system, so they don't look, so they don't question their sexuality. As I said.
So they don't have to go to Walmart and buy some Pampers.
What? It's a sexuality question. Obviously, if you're playing video games, you should question your sexuality all day, every day, because listening to music
And this
and
is like
watching
something
movies.
I brought up in that Facebook group when I asked them, like, you guys actually realize even if you're playing on Xbox, you're still playing video games and they're for kids, right? They didn't like that very much.
Exactly.
Like you're playing.
Pretty bad.
The epitome of your hobby is playing on a toy. You're playing with a toy. It is a toy. It was when gaming was a thing. It was meant for children in the beginning. It started evolving as people got older and still enjoyed the love of gaming. It got older. It got more mature, and that's just where we are now. But gaming essentially is for children. It is a form of entertainment
Now
for
it's for
children.
everyone.
Now it's for everyone. Why is your sexuality got to be a thing about it?
No,
Get that the fuck out of here.
Right.
they're more immature than the kids playing the baby games.
If you like a game, you like a game. It shouldn't be anything to deal with anything outside of that other than I like this game.
Exactly.
Even this NBA Playgrounds game, I saw like a lot of people like, oh, I won't play that. It looks too kiddie. I'm like, are you fucking?
But you played NBA Jam back in the day.
That's how you know these people didn't start gaming till like this generation.
So recently, yeah.
Because they never played any of these arcade games.
Because back in the day, that's what gaming was. It was arcadey gaming, NBA Jam, all that good stuff. It was just over the top and just nothing serious. Now, all of a sudden, in today's gaming, it's all about seriousness. You gotta shoot. You gotta have a gun. If you ain't got, you gotta have a gun. And if this motherfucker isn't,
let me put it to you this way:
I'm just
I
saying.
won't play Mario until he's got a backwards hat and a gun.
And a lot of people don't know this, but consoles were created to bring the arcade experience into your living room.
To your home, yeah.
That's why consoles were created.
That's why consoles were, because
they weren't created for 60 FPS. That's for sure.
Oh, but I feel like this: if you're not too manly or too straight to go and watch like Shrek or freaking
Oh my
Moana
God.
or
This
like
is
any
so dumb to me.
Pixar
Any
movie,
Disney,
then
Pixar, all that stuff.
you're not too manly to play Mario Kart. Okay, you can play Mario Kart. You can play Mario Kart. You will be fine. And if you gay, you just gay. There's nothing wrong with that. Come out the
Right.
closet.
And
It's
that probably
fine.
has nothing to do with Mario Kart.
Like all I'm
It
saying
has
is
nothing to do with Mario Kart.
if you're coming out the closet is the fault of Mario, you have more issues than you even know. Go get some help. Leave Mario out of this because it ain't
Based
got
on Mario, guys.
you got more issues than you can possibly think of. If Mario is making you feel like you need to come out the closet or something. Like what?
It's crazy.
There's a lot of people who just don't want to face that part of themselves, and it's like, you know what? Go talk to someone.
Well, that's funny.
So
That's
go talk
fine.
to somebody who cares.
That's wonderful. But talk to someone who gives a shit.
Like,
None of
all
us
of-
fucking like.
all of
God.
us here can enjoy Nintendo games, and then we can like a flick of a switch, we can go play some mature titles as if it's
Exactly.
nothing. Like there's no difference. Video games are video games.
It's like a game is a game. If it's fun and captivating and I enjoy it, that's what I'm
I
going to play.
truly feel very sorry for these people who think that way.
The people that look at games like I can't play a game because there's a female protagonist,
Like,
or
I
I
know
can't
people
play a
who
game
actually think like that.
or I can't play a game because it has too much colors, or I can't play a game because the person doesn't have a gun, or I can't you can't play a game because of certain stipulations. You're not a gamer. Get the fuck out of my house, please and thank you.
I've seen people say shit like they won't play Horizon because it has a female lead. They won't play Tomb Raider because it's a female lead. They won't play Zelda because it's the graphics are cartoony. It's like you guys are missing out on games of the generation level quality games.
Yeah,
And
they're
just
missing
because
out.
Really fun games to play, and because of a certain thing that you don't like, you can't play the game. It's like, well, do yourself a favor. Go get into the industry and make some fucking games that you like. Or shut the fuck up. Like, I don't know what to tell you because nobody got time for that.
This has been a hilarious conversation, but unfortunately, it is time for you. Oh.
Fuckboy hours. You're hitting the fuckboy hours.
Oh shit, fuckboy hours.
I love the fuckboy hours theme
about to
song.
hit the-
Thank you,
Yeah,
Coupon,
that's the
for
new- that's the new
musical
theme song.
stylings.
We
And
are
when-
hitting fuckboy hours.
And
Can
when
I get a
Splatoon,
fuck boy? Can I get a
and when Splatoon comes out, you guys can look forward to Inkling Alex's theme song.
Oh Jesus!
Splatoon?
If you didn't question any kind of sexuality, you will then. Oh my god!
It's the best. They need to take that. They need to pay me for that theme song. But
Oh my god, I love it. So funny. So we're gonna go ahead and get out of here, you guys. Thank you guys so much for coming through and participating in the podcast. But participating by talking to us while we podcast and you guys interact with us. So thank you guys again. I think on my end we got up to about 20 people today. It seems like it's kind of reached a plateau. So get your homeboys in here, get your homegirls in here, share this, like this. Let people know that Team Red Talks Nintendo is lit. We do this every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm going to go ahead and give my panel the floor so that they can do their outros. Coupon, give the people some information about you just in case they're new, where they can find you and what you do with your channel.
Oh, so I'm Coupon Stripes, the struggling diva, because I have struggle streams all across the land. And when you're struggling, you come to my channel because we are in this struggle together. You can find me at Coupon Stripes on YouTube. You can find me on Twitch at Coupon. You can find me on Facebook at Coupon Stripes, and you can find me on Twitter at Coupon. So yeah, Coupon or Coupon Stripes, you'll find me any kind of way wherever I am. That's what's up.
Alex, go ahead and give your outro.
all right, what's going on, everyone? Active Sin. Here's another episode of Team Red Talks Nintendo. There was a lot of Nintendo news this week, all pretty good stuff. And the Wii U is what it is, so just be happy that they learned their lesson, and now we have the Switch. I'm very happy that they learned their lesson. Thank you, Kimishima. Now let me message my friends online. What else was I going to say? Oh, yes. On YouTube, name is Active Sin. Obviously, those of you in my stream already know this. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. And Twitter is at ActiveSidGaming. Tomorrow, I'll be streaming more of this NBA game. NBA Playgrounds came out today. It's actually pretty fun, but I don't know what I'm doing because I'm not very good at this game. So I'll try more tomorrow. And Thursday, we're going to be on Real Gamers Podcast. That's where we talk about Xbox and PlayStation and Nintendo and fuckboys and a whole bunch of crazy shit. And Friday is Fuckboy Friday. We have some interesting material for Friday, is what Real has told me, so that should be fun. And yeah, I look forward to more streams. I'll try to get some videos out. I've just been fucking lazy, guys. I'm sorry. So, I don't feel like making videos.
Hype.
Live streams
Our
are
live
fun to
stream
me.
comes
That
so
live
clutch,
stream.
bro. Were you lazy?
Yeah. There's too many good games to play right now for me to worry about making videos.
That's how I feel exactly.
Like just live stream the video and call it a damn
But
day.
I did just buy an ultra wide monitor today, so I might do a video on it. I don't know. So far, this thing is like amazing. It's but yeah, I guess that's it. Tune in next week and watch our other show. Share the show. We are plateauing. I ended up with around 20-ish people watching. I want to get to 30 next week, so go tell your grandma to watch our show or whatever.
Oh my goodness.
And whoever
Grandma
you
Mike.
know that likes Nintendo, get them to watch the show, like the show, share the show, and yeah, that's it, I guess.
So for everybody, of course, you guys know it is your girl, Nia, the video game her on YouTube as well as Twitter. If you are watching this on Twitch, I am Nia Loves Ninty on Twitch. So yeah, guys, thank you guys again for coming through and watching this show. Don't forget to give this thing a like and a share if you liked it. Don't forget to leave a comment if you're watching the archive of this after it goes live later on tonight. We will see you guys next Tuesday for Team Red Talks Nintendo, as well as Monday for Mario Kart Madness Monday, where we do
I
our
totally
Mario
forgot
Kart.
about that.
Yes, where we do our Mario Kart tournaments. And if you participate, you enter yourself in our giveaway. So you don't have to win first place to win. Just participate and we do a random draw and you can win eShop points or PSN points or Xbox Live points, Steam points, whatever we're giving away for that week. And stay tuned. Make sure you're following us on Twitter so that you can stay abreast on what's going on in our world so that you guys can get these winnings for Mario Kart Mondays and that you guys can know when we're live streaming Team Red Talks Nintendo. We'll see you guys next week. And thanks for coming through. Peace.
Switch gang.
I'll switch, bitch.